Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of The Spark. I'm Coach David. I'm super excited that you are here with me and that I believe on today you're going to pick up something. You're going to gain something that's going to make a difference in your life. And I know this right here that if you'll take it in and absorb what we have and then put it into good use in your life, great and wonderful things are going to happen for you. Listen, I wrote this book called You Are the Architect of Your Life. And I love the title that I was inspired to use, but I also like the tagline, if you will, because you're going to be the one to design, build, and live the life that you have. And so, with that being in mind, my job, if you will, my desire, my calling is to help people live a bigger and better life for themselves. And the truth of the matter is, you can do this no matter where you're at right now. If you want something different, if you want to go somewhere different, if you want to gain something different, you can do that by being the architect of your life. So let's jump into this on today. All right. Are you ready to go? Because here's what I have for you. We're talking about what do we do about snipers and haters? Now, you know, the snipers are the ones who take those little cheap shots at you and, try to take you down. Haters are the ones who just have this ill feelings towards you, and, they may spew garbage about you, whatever the case may be. You need to learn how to deal with this. How do I deal with this, David? How do I get this out of my life, if you will? So I gave you something on last week. We talked about it. I said the number one thing you need to know is just to ignore them. Just ignore them. And when you ignore them, that means you refuse to take notice of, you refuse to acknowledge, and intentionally you are disregarding those people who are snipers and who are haters. You're doing that. So what we did, we take the word ignore, and what I'm doing, I'm building week by week different things you do to ignore them, to ignore the snipers and haters, because truthfully, they don't deserve time in your life, and they don't deserve the right to try to, come in and mess with you. So last week we talked about the I, and we said, I am. First of all, I have to know I am, and then I got to know who I am. And I said, whatever follows I am, that's who you are, because you get to determine who you are. So today I'm going to talk about the G of ignore. The G has two parts to it. Now, let me kind of set this up for you. All right. So I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to give up. And then I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to gain control of. And I'm going to give you those in all 10 things. 5 to give up, 5 to gain control of, and watch how this all comes together in the end to help you be even better with this. So let's talk about it. Give up. Now, most people don't, really deal with the term about giving things up. Don't give that up. Don't give that up. And then on the other hand, they talk about, well, give up smoking, give up, eating this, give up. Listen, that's true in every regard. But here's what I have for you. So we're going to deal with the give up part when it starts talking about snipers and haters. Number one, that giving up means this right here. It means that I'm going to cease at making any effort at this. I'm just giving it up. I'm not gonna do these things anymore. I got 5 things for you. I'm not gonna do these things anymore. I'm giving this up. What are you talking about, David? Give up. Number one, give up attempting to disprove what is said by snipers and haters. Did you hear what I said? Give up trying to disprove that. You should never, ever engage snipers and haters in the thing they say. I know what you're thinking. David, you don't understand. My reputation is on the line. Yes, it is. And when you engage, all you do is basically you join what they're saying. Give it up. Give that up. You don't need to do that. And as we go through this, you're going to understand why. Never, ever engage. I remember I read this somewhere or someone shared it with me. They said this thing about wrestling with a pig in mud, because a pig loves mud. You don't like mud. So what you're doing when you engage, you're getting in their little world, and you don't want to do that. So you want to give that up. Quit trying to disprove things. My goodness. Now that leads me to number 2. Number 2, give up chasing lies. Yep, I pause for effect. A lot of times, what snipers and haters are doing, they are lying on you. They're giving part truth. Part truth is all no truth, and so it's still a lie. Give up chasing lies. I mean, oh my goodness, we all have done this. This was said, so we feel like we need to go and find out where it came from and who said it and why they said it. Give that up. You don't have time for that. You have to understand that lies, they're exactly that. They're untruths that have been told about you. And when you, once again, don't give them up and you start chasing them, you're engaging in the snipers and the haters' affairs. And then what begins to happen, it distracts you from doing what you need to do because you're all engaged in what they're doing. Give it up. Quit chasing lies. Quit chasing them down. Quit trying to find out where they came from. It's a lie. Just, you know what? Just it's a lie. Move on. If anybody questions you about it, it's a simple answer. It's a lie and move on. Why? Don't waste your time chasing lies because you will waste a whole lot of time running around chasing down lies, something somebody said about you or something that some hater put out about you. You will run it down chasing that, and then you are engaged in their foolishness. So stop doing that. That leads me to the third one. Give up. Listen to this. Give up attempting to convince anyone that you say who you are or what you are against what a sniper or a hater has said. Give that up. Why are you trying to convince people? All you have to do is just be who you say you are. Just be that person. That's convincing enough. But when you try to go back and convince people that what was said is not true, or what was said is not you, or that's not the way it went down, once again, you're engaging yourself in the sniper and haters affairs, if you will. And what you're doing, you're making yourself look like what they said because you feel like you got to defend yourself. Your reputation is on the line. I wouldn't want anybody to think badly of me and everything. Listen, you cannot control how people think. You got that? You cannot control what people think. You got that? So why even try? Do not engage in that stuff. Give it up. I am not going to try to convince you that what was said about me is not true. I am not going to try to convince you that what was said about me is the way I am. Keep looking. Keep living, and you're going to see the real me because I'm going to hold that standard that I always hold for myself. Here's the next one. Give up trying to get revenge. Revenge is a very dangerous thing when you try to get it. You have to learn how to stand still, give up trying to get revenge. Just give it up, stand still, because here's the truth. Your best revenge is not to be a sniper or a hater. Because when you try to go back out and get revenge, what you're trying to do is trying to avenge some wrong, and that makes you just like the sniper. That makes you just like the hater. So what you want to do is give that up. The best revenge is to go on and live your life, not be one of them, not be a sniper or a hater, but what you want to be is be who you are, and that will be more than enough for people to see, I see the truth now. And that's why I tell people, keep living, keep looking. You're going to see the real me, regardless to what was said about me, regardless of what was said against me. Just keep living, keep looking, and you're going to see the real me show up. And the truth of the matter is, the majority of people already know what you are and who you are and what you're about. They really do. Now, just because somebody spew some nastiness about you or something, vile about you, people do think, because I do. But you know what? If I know the true character of a person, that doesn't even matter. I just keep living. I just keep looking, and the real them shows up. So this leads me to number 5, and you got to remember this. The more you seek to gain control over external events, the less control you have over your life. So if you're out there trying to chase lies and you're out there trying to disprove something and you're out there trying to convince somebody or try to get revenge, those are external things. Got it? And so those external things that you're out there trying to gain control of them, and the less control you have of the internal things, that is your life. And that leads me to gaining control. There are only two things that you have direct control over. Please write this down somewhere. There's only two things that you have direct control over. Number one is what you do. And number two is how you think. No matter what snipers and haters do, control what you can control what you do, and control your thinking. If you do that right there, you have now moved to the next realm of how to ignore snipers and haters. That's how you do it. You give up all that other stuff and you gain control over the two things that you can gain control over. What you think and what you do, that's it. So I'm going to break it down. I got 5 things for you to gain control of. Number one, gain control of your thoughts. Why? Because as you think, that's exactly how you are. So if you're thinking about getting revenge, that's how you are. If you're thinking about trying to convince somebody, that's how you are. So you want to get away from that. Don't allow that to infect you. I won't say affect you, infect you, because it's an infection. And what you have to understand, now you're allowing something to get on the inside. Remember, there's external things I have no control over them. Internal things, I got total control over if I take it. So control your thoughts. The next thing you want to get control over is your emotions, your feelings. Now, we can all get in our feelings sometime. Yes, we can. We can all get in our feelings sometimes, but you got to get control of that. You really do. You got to get control of your feelings, because your feelings will cause certain things or certain reactions, if you will, in your life. So get control of that. So that's the second thing. The third thing, you got to get control of your interpretation, how you see things, how you see events. You have to learn to control your interpretation. Maybe that person at the light didn't see you and they accidentally cut you off. And maybe they wasn't giving you the bird when they threw their hand up. Maybe they were waving to say, hey, I'm sorry. Okay. The point of is how you interpret it. So you interpret it like, hey, they cut me off and shorter, and then they're going to give me the bird. No, they were waving saying, hey, I'm sorry. Interpretation means a lot. You've got to learn how to interpret things. Okay. Number 4. You've got to control your reaction. There's going to be an action, and according to Newton's law, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. You get to control how you react to the action. How are you going to react when the sniper takes a shot at you? How are you going to react when the hater starts hating on you? You are in control of your reactions. You have to take control of them. And finally, number 5, you got to take control of your actions, what you do. That's right. You control what you do. Nobody has that control over you. You hear people say sometimes, he made me. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He did not make you anything. You did that. And you got to own it that you do. Now, we all goof up sometimes. We all make mistakes sometimes. We all do certain actions and certain reactions that we should not do. You got to own it. Say, hey, that was wrong. It was me. And hey, I'm going to fix it. I'm working on me to get it right. Why? Because I'm gaining control. So now, as I wrap this up, I want you to think about something. Now, I've given you a lot of information in a short amount of time, but watch this right here, okay? Watch how this all comes together. Just follow me in this, all right? Your thoughts, how you think, leads to your emotions. Your emotions, a lot of times, determine how you interpret things. Your interpretation of things will cause certain reactions in you, and your reactions will cause you to do certain actions. That's why you start with getting control of your thoughts in a positive way. Positive thoughts, positive emotions, positive interpretation, positive reactions, positive actions. Now that right there was the price of you listening to me on today. And I hope that helps you. I'm going to leave you with that on today. So go back and listen to this again. As always, share it with somebody if you will. But I want you to understand these are the things you do with snipers and haters. You ignore them. You have the I, you have the G. On next week, I'll see you with the N. Until then, remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. And Coach David, I believe in you. I'll see you next week. You have a great one. Bye.